Assalamualaikum everyone. I'm Anahi First Valley and I warmly welcome you all to today's conversation. We have the pleasure of hosting a distinguished individual who has made significant contributions in various fields. Please join me in welcoming Joseph Sujit. Mr. Joseph, we are thrilled to have you here today and we are eager to learn more about your inspiring life journey. Thank you so much for giving me your precious time. So, welcome, Mr. Sojit. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm also fine. So, first of all, please introduce yourself for my viewers.
Hello, my name is Sujit. I'm from Andhra Pradesh, India. I completed my high school last year. I'll be joining the University of Alabama in the United States this year for my bachelor's in computer science. So yeah, that's pretty much everything about my education and about other parts of my life. I built a website called Weird Confusions, and besides that, I am also a big. I also play a big role in MUNs. I was part of many international and national MUNs. I Recently, I chaired South India's biggest Model United Nations conference called South India's Model United Nations. So yeah, that's pretty much everything about me.
All right, that's great. Thank you for your introduction. So, my first question is can you tell us about your experience as the founder of Confusions? What inspired you to start this platform and what challenges did you face as establishment?
Weird Confusions, I started it about this idea. I got an idea to build Weird Confusions about more than a year ago. I actually thought I had someone to share my thoughts with. I had someone to share my feelings with. I had my parents, I had my friends. But then at some point, I felt like not everybody had a platform, not everybody had a friend, not everybody had a parent to share their thoughts with. So I was like, cool, I'll make a platform for those who have nobody to share their thoughts with, for those who want to share their feelings, for those who want to share their ideas, for those who want to share their stories. I started building. I wanted to build the. I actually got the idea in around July last year, July 2022, and I started building in March 2022 because I did not have enough time to build my platform. I started in March 2022. I started with actually March. I'm sorry, March, not March. To be exact, I started in January 2023. I started with coding in local server, and then I moved on to DreamHost. I hosted my website on this website called DreamHost. Although building this website sounds easy, I faced more problems while building the website than actually coming up with the idea. Since this is my first website, I faced multiple problems. My mother helped me throughout this. I thought of stopping building this website twice, and then my mother helped me through it. Yeah, the main reason I completed the website is actually my mom. And yeah, I published the website in March 2023. Although I did not start although I did not start advertising it yet, I plan to do it so soon.
All right, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. So, my next question is as a student and teacher, how do you balance your responsibilities? How has your experience as a teacher influenced your perspective as a student and vice versa?
Teaching, I officially started teaching last year September. Officially started teaching in last year September 2022. But before that, I was unofficially teaching. My friends, one of my friends calls me a math teacher. So yeah, I since ninth, eighth grade, I somehow have a bit of knowledge in math. So since ninth and eighth grade, I've been teaching my friends math most of the time. And in September 2022, I wrote in December, I wrote a test called SAT, and I scored 800 out of 800 in the math section. So using that, I joined officially in a company called LearnQ.ai, a startup based in Bangalore, India. And I worked there for about 3 months. I worked as an SAT math tutor. And besides that, I also volunteered in this website called Schoolhouse. Currently, I'm also teaching at Schoolhouse. I volunteered as a teacher where Schoolhouse is a website where any student can teach if they want to. I taught about 15-20 sessions at Schoolhouse. I was also part of an MUN at Schoolhouse. Teaching has always been, although I started officially teaching in September, teaching has always been a part of what I did, unofficially or officially. But coming to my perspective as a student about teachers changed when I actually started teaching officially, because What I think is, when you get into a profession, when you get into a role, you start to think about the role, you start to learn from other people who are in that role. Once I started getting into teaching, I started learning from my teachers. Before that, I did not have a perspective from a teacher's end. Once I started teaching, I started to learn from my teachers. I started to learn from not just my teachers, but every teacher who comes across my life. I started to learn from what I started to learn their methods of teaching. I started to learn their approach to teaching. And I also, as a student beforehand, I did not have any thoughts about how I did not have any, I mean, not respect per se, but I did not have any thoughts about teaching. I did not have any perspective of a teacher's side. Once I started teaching, I got a perspective from my teachers, and I started to understand how different it is to teach and how what it takes to teach. So as a teacher, once I started teaching, I started to my as a student, my respect and my thoughts about teachers changed once I started teaching.
All right, that's great. So now let's move on to next question. My next question is, could you share some of the most valuable lessons you have learned throughout your educational journey? How have these lessons shaped your personal and professional development?
Right now, I'm done with high school, so if I could give just one suggestion to my to any high school student, or to any student who has not yet who is not yet done with high school, is have fun. You're not going to have this 18 years of life in your life. You're not going to have this 18 years again in your life. You're not going to enjoy your teenage years again. College is completely different. You're going to have fun in college, but high school, don't miss out on fun. College, it's completely different. But the fun in high school, the difference in high school, you're not going to have this innocent age again. While education, studying is important, don't stress out about it. I know people who stress out about the smallest of things, things like losing few marks. Losing few marks is not going to influence what is going to happen in 10 years time. I messed up my 12th grade and nothing happened. I messed up my 11th grade, nothing happened. Well, some losing some marks, losing a competition is not going to influence what is going to happen after 10 years. While this is not, many people say, don't care, I mean, care about your marks, but don't dedicate your lives to getting more marks. You have 18 years of life. The first 18 years of your life, you're not going to get it back. Have fun. While having fun, study. Do both at the same time. Learn to keep a balance. Don't stress too much about your exams, and don't leave your exams completely. Have fun, and while having fun, study.
All right, thank you so much for your answer. So, my next question is, you mentioned participating in activities such as elocution, debate, and essay writing. How have these activities contributed to your personal growth and development of important skills?
While I don't recommend everyone to be a part of elocutions and stuff, me personally, these things, elocutions and essay writing competitions, played a big role in what I did later. Like I mentioned, I was a part of South India's biggest Model United Nations conference. These things are these small things, these small competitions of elocutions and essay writings I participated in my school until 10th grade, paved my path to MENs, paved my interest to MENs. Until 10th, I was interested in elocutions, but I had no idea about MENs. And these things I did as a 10th grader, as a ninth grader, as an 8th grader, these competitions I participated in, these small school competitions I participated in, paved my interest, gave me interest, paved my path, gave me the knowledge to move on to every MUNs. MUNs, I find them very interesting, and they played a major role in my life. These small things of elocutions and small school level competitions led me into major Model United Nations conferences. Yeah, these things, although not so major, paved my path to the major events of my life.
All right. So, my next question is, what are some of the unique qualities or strengths that set apart from other coordinates? How do you believe these qualities will benefit you in your future endeavors?
Well, what differentiates me from others, I'd like to say creativity. Maybe because my parents supported what I was thinking, or maybe because my school, until 10th grade, my school supported creative thinking outside of classroom. I had and even after 10th grade, I was able to come up with ideas. Weird Confessions was one of them. I was able to come up with ideas at the age of 18. Maybe because my parents supported me, because my parents supported my weird ideas, and because my parents and my school gave me an opportunity to think outside of classroom. I believe I still have the ability to come up with new ideas, come up with creative ideas. Maybe this, I believe this will set me apart from others.
All right, thank you so much for sharing. So now let's move on to next question. My next question is, in your opinion, what are the key qualities of a successful leader? How have you demonstrated these qualities in your various roles and experiences?
A leader, uh, something that differentiates a leader from a boss is he he or she meets with the team. A boss will lead the team while a leader will join the team. Before a leader becomes a leader is a member of the team. A leader, I mean, he does not become the leader. He's not above the other members of the team. A leader who joins with the team, who converses with the team, who speaks individually with every person of the team. That differentiates a leader. Me personally, back when like I mentioned, I participated in an MUN. I was chairing an MUN. A chair is specifically called a leader, but in my model nation conference, in my committee session, I always tried to become a part of the conference. I did not lead the conference, I did not boss the conference. I was a member of the conference. I was a member of the committee I was in. I led the conference, I did not boss the conference. That I believe sets apart a leader from a boss, a leader who takes his team with him instead of leading the team. It takes the team with him. That I believe being a member of the team differentiates a leader from a boss.
All right, thank you so much. So my next question is, can you describe a challenging situation you face in your academic or professional life and how you overcome it? What did you learn from the experience?
As of now, I did not face much problems in my academic, but if I had to specify one problem, I'll specify the Weird Confessions. I built a website called Weird
Can you
Confessions.
hear
Like
me?
I mentioned, yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Am I audible?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hello,
Hello, hello.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Please just sure. Give me a second.
I'm so sorry,
Hello.
my internet was not working, but now my internet is working.
No problem. No
So,
problem.
can I ask next question?
Yeah,
All right. So my next question is, what are your long-term goals and aspirations? How do you plan to leverage your education skills and experiences to achieve them?
I believe the previous question was not answered. We did not answer the previous one. Anyways, yeah. My long term goals, I believe, yeah, along with Weird Confessions, once I'm done with building Weird Confessions and advertising it, once I'm done with everything I can do with Weird Confessions, I plan on moving on to some problems. What I personally would like to do is, as cliche as this sounds, I would like to solve problems. I would like to look at things, and if there's a problem, there's a solution. I would like to come up with solutions for problems. The next thing I want to work on is pollutions to the automobiles and electricity, lack of electricity. I have ideas, I have solutions for these, and these will long term goals. I don't have any specific long term goals I want to go into, but I just want to solve problems. I just want to think of solutions for problems and then come up with a solution.
All right, thank you so much for sharing. So my next question is, what are your hobbies and interests outside of your professional life?
Outside of my professional life, I'd say outside of my student life, my interests lie in model United Nations, as I've mentioned. In well, I don't know if model United Nation comes into professional life, but if not, model United Nation conferences and maybe cricket. I play a little bit of cricket if that counts. And yeah, not yeah, and I love reading books. I forgot to mention that I love reading books. I've been reading books a lot lately because I have a lot of free time. Yeah, that is one of my major hobbies. I love reading books, fiction
All
to be
right. So
specific.
can you tell us? All right. So can you tell us about a book or movie of art that has had a significant impact on you? How has it influenced your perspective or inspire you?
I usually read fiction, so I don't think any fiction books will inspire me to do something. But if I had to specify a book, I'd say uh, Come Find Me. I read this book in Singapore when I went there, and this book, although is fiction, and although I did not like the ending, I love the book because it talked about something supernatural, something outside of normal lives. This book, I don't remember the author's name exactly, but she linked outside world with the real world and then finally ended it with real world. She did not give an explanation for the outside world, for the fictional world, for outside of the real world. She linked a fictional world, which talked about extraterrestrial beings. A fictional world which talked about something outside normal. She linked it with something normal. That kind of, although it did not inspire me, I really liked her approach.
All right, great. So my next question is, how do you handle stress and maintain a healthy work-life balance? Do you have any specific techniques or practices that help you stay centered and focused?
Well, I don't have any specific tactics about staying focused. I just say if you like your work, you'll stay focused. If you're interested in what you're doing, if you really like what you're doing, you don't need tips to stay focused. For example, I love coding. When I'm coding, I don't have to follow specific tips to stay focused. I don't like studying. I don't like reading specific subjects. I need tips to stay focused because I don't like what I'm doing. Now, if in your work life balance, in your work life, if you actually want to stay focused, you just do what you like. You just do what you want to do. So there's no specific tip to stay focused in your work life. Just do what you like to do and you'll stay focused.
All right. So great. So how has been the most influential person in your life and why? How have they shaped your values, beliefs, and aspirations?
Well, my the most influential person in my life would be my mom. Like I mentioned, she was really helpful not only throughout my entire life but also when I was building Weird Confessions. She two times I thought of stopping what I was building, but she helped me through it. She helped me. She gave me a solution to. She gave me a method to solve my problem. She showed me. She tried to do everything to solve my problems. While I thought of giving up, she motivated me and kept me going. Maybe Weird Confessions is not the only place where she helped me, but this was a major part that happened. And then throughout my life, forget weird confusions, throughout my life, she led me through what I know. She taught me what I know. So yeah, she is the most influential person in my life.
All right. So my next question is: are there any specific culture or social causes that you passionate about? How do you actively contribute or support these causes?
Right now, although I'm passionate about many things, right now, as I've mentioned, I'm not working on it, but I plan to work on a project. I have an idea about pollution due to automobiles. I did not start working on it yet, but I have an idea. I'll be working on it once I go to college, since I'll have the resources. But yeah, right now I'm not working on it. I'll be going to college in a month, so I'll start working on the project I have mentioned. I have an idea, and once I go there, I'll start working on the project.
Okay. So my next question is: can you describe a memorable travel experience you had? What did you learn from that experience, and how has it broadened your world view?
Well, I live in a small town, so I did not have many major experiences. Maybe yeah, I'd like to talk about my college applying experience. As I've mentioned, I come from a small town, so nobody I know as of now. I mean, before I started applying, nobody I know went to yeah, United States for their undergraduate. Everybody I know completed their undergraduate in India and then moved to United States for the graduate school if they want to go to US. I thought of applying to US because I just wanted to apply to US, and then I had no idea how to apply. I had no idea what to submit. I had no idea what is going through the process. Google was the only thing I had in mind. My parents had no idea we can apply. My school had no idea we can apply. I had to tell them how to make an account. My teachers had no idea how to apply. That was a hell of an experience because that that taught me many things. Now I'm leading some people I know into applying to US. I knew no one back when I applied. I met people after I applied and gotten, but while I was applying, I had no one. I had
Okay.
no outside help. Yeah.
Okay. So my next question is: what are your favorite ways to unwind and relax after a long day or week? Do you have any rituals or activities that help you recharge?
Well, right now, since I don't, I mean, all my friends are not in the place I'm in right now. So right now, reading books, I read a lot of books, and that de-stresses me. If I ever get stressed, I'd love to read books. But besides that, if I have people, I love playing cricket with them. Not just cricket,
Okay.
but any game. Yeah.
Okay. So can you tell us about any current projects or initiatives you are working or plan to undertake in the near future?
Yeah, like I've mentioned, I'm working on a project that I'm not working on it. I plan to work on it in about 3 4 months or so. I'm working on a project that works to combat pollution due to automobiles. I'll start working on it in a few months once I go to my college.
Okay. So, can you share an example of a time when you had to step out of your comfort zone to pursue new opportunities to take on a challenge? How did uh, how did it impact your personal growth and self confidence?
Well, maybe we can talk about my elocutions experience. Back when I was a kid, I did not like talking too much, talking so much, at least during social gatherings. In my house, I spoke a lot, but during social gatherings, I do not speak so much. Elocutions and other speaking competitions, debates, and stuff were stepping out of my comfort zone. I do not usually speak so much, so participating in elocutions was stepping out of my comfort zone. And although that was hard, they brought me to where I am. They brought me to they started my MUN journey. So yeah.
All right. So thank you so much, Mr. Joseph, for sharing your remarkable journey and insights with us today. Your experience as the founder of Confessions, as a student, as a teacher, have truly been inspiring. We appreciate your opinions in discussing the challenges you face and the valuable lessons you learn along the way. Your dedication to personal growth, your involvement in various activities, and your commitment to making a positive impact in your community are truly commendable. On behalf of everyone present here, I would like to extend our gratitude for your time and willingness to share your experience. It has been an absolute pleasure to have you here, our guest today. We wish you continued success in all your future endeavors and hope that your story will inspiring others to pursue their passions and strive for excellence. So thank you so much once again, Mr. Sujit.
Thank you. Thank you for interviewing me.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you.